New York Comic Con, the second greatest place on earth. So much is going on this weekend.
You know, compared to how you described San Diego, I'm sure the people in New York are feeling
They're actually trying to take San Diego's thunder away, aren't they?
they did last year.
They did last year.
People they had walked through with a lot more than what they had in San Diego.
Yeah.
And it's New York, baby. Come on. I mean, who would not want to go to New York?
Well, I know who did go to New York.
Who would do that?
Frank Miller went to New York.
Frank Miller was cool.
He actually was in the Dark Knight repanel with the rest of the...
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He's getting a lot of guff for some of the artwork, especially the Superman artwork that he did for one of the covers.
I've seen a lot of the covers that they posted online. I think they all look great.
I think they do look great,
Yeah.
but certain fans don't want to let it go. Of course, we're not doing proof. They don't. Want
Are you talking about the cover with Suits is Jewish?
Something like that.
So then, actually, and following the exact same gaming question, because I know everybody here is a comic book nerd to some extent or another.
I'm a comic book geek. I'm not a nerd.
That's right. Get it right.
What comic book would you like to walk in?
Would I like to walk into?
Or work on?
Well, walk into, as in physically you're the guy.
Any Deadpool Spider-Man team up.
You like violence.
Yes.
Well, I like violence and I like comedy, and those two things go together.
How are you still married?
That's a question I ask myself every day.
He married well.
Yes, he did.
There you go.
You married way above his standards. I still think she sleeps with one eye open, though, just to be on the safe side.
I don't usually think about that.
I think I'd have to go. One of the first comics I ever got was a Justice League comic, and I'd want to be right there with Justice League.
Nice.
I still think that actually after Young Justice a couple years back, that's a great ad.
Classic Shield.
Nice.
There you go.
Classic Shield. Steranko Shield. I mean, the guns, the women, the machines, cars. I mean, again, nothing like what they have on TV and the Shield they have now.
Right.
The kids know. I mean, classic.
Shield.
I like classic Bond.
Yeah.
Everything between 60 to 65.
So when Nick Fury was white.
Okay. There was that.
And still had my back.
And
Right.
Back when Hasselhoff was actually good casting.
a little stiff.
Wow!
Just like with this week's famous Jim Steranko. Come on the show.
Now, I'm looking at you, Keith, because I know that the next person I have to ask that question to is halfway behind me. I'm scared to look at him and ask him at the same time. But I'll go ahead. I'll give you the question, Mike. What comic book was? Yes.
Top 10. Alan Moore, Jim Haas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hill Street Blues with superpowers, multi-dimensional, and it was all in a lot of sex. It was almost hentai.
Yeah.
No, I'm just. I mean, it was basically Hill Street Blues with superpowers and multi-dimensional awesome sauce, and I was sitting there, and I think that's probably it.
I'm noticing a trend with you. A lot of cool stuff, and I like it.
Well, you like it.
Insect.
Turning them out.
Sex, yeah.
So you were one of those guys that probably checked out that comic book sex tournament. Huh?
Nope.
Okay.
Tell me more.
No.
So there's another
You can't
story
just
out of
drop that and walk away.
there's another story
Mic
out of
drop.
New York.
Yeah.
It's actually to me it's kind of a big one if you're kind of who would really love this is Shaggy, but there's a big story from Hasbro. Isn't that right, Brandon?
Yeah, it looks like Transformers coming back.
Unfortunately. And that was a big story 3 days ago, Bob. Thanks for the slowness. It's a big announcement about all the Transformers films and other
New toys and everything.
Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Well, now that he's gone, seriously though, everybody, come on. Let's just do Doctor Who talk. We know we want to talk about it.
So, to be fair, okay.
All right. Sonic sunglasses are BS. All right? But it's Peter Capaldi, so I'll give him a buy. For right now.
Yeah, but he can actually play guitar.
He can.
He can.
Oh,
Peter Capaldi playing the Doctor Who theme on electric guitar.
Oh, jeez.
On top of a tank. On top of a tank.
Right?
You gotta say that is the best Doctor entrance of all time.
For everything that I hated of last season, this season has become just amazing. And there are people who hate Moffat for what has happened this season alone.
See, this is something that I did talk to Hawk about. I said this is all the fault of the fact that BBC will not authorize to release all classic episodes of Doctor Who on both Hulu and Netflix.
Well, they're not going to, and you know why? BBC announced that they're going to have an online streaming service that you can get at bbc.com, so you'll be able to get that, but they'll be cycling stuff in and out.
That's
you'll
right.
be able to get all the classic episodes, which is why they've been holding back.
Oh, well, they never even posted the original first episode of Doctor Who. That's not on either service.
No, but you can get it on DVD and you get the.
Well, you think kids today are going to rush out to get it on DVD?
No. You're right.
Well, there's old folks by DVD.
Yeah. Well, DVDs are so hard copy.
I think one of the great things about Doctor Who is that you don't need to have watched all the older stuff.
You don't, but it helps.
It does.
Especially for Peter Capaldi. What they're doing with Peter Capaldi is pretty much a nice shout out to anybody that's been a Doctor Who fan for well over 30 years.
He's a perfect bridge.
Oh my goodness! And the clothes.
Yeah.
Anybody catching the whole clothes thing? Not with just him, but with Clara. You know, they're raiding the closet on the TARDIS.
It's got to be a big closet.
She's wearing some of the clothes of some of the past companions of war. That's just an awesome idea.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if you're going to go traveling with a doctor and you don't bring any clothes, they got a full.
We got a seamstress in back of the pool. I mean,
it's amazing.
And
about those Transformers, man.
they also announced, and I don't know if you guys have covered this, they also announced that they're considering getting rid of the episodic television show format for Doctor Who, going to movie special format.
Yeah.
Oh,
How do
nice.
you feel about that?
That actually sounds really cool.
Well, it's a way of just basically pulling back. We all know the BBC's having financial problems. You've got a lot of
Sherlock.
It does work for Sherlock, but the thing is that when you look at, again, when we go back to classic Doctor Who, this is what they were able to do in the past. You could have a full season of the show, episode after episode after. That's not an approach.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different one. I do know that.
A good question would be, who was your first? Who's your favorite?
I like that one as well.
Don't look at me. I haven't seen it.
The black guy.
Diggle?
Yeah. Dr. Diggle. Dr. Diggle.
Oh, that's a different show. It's a movie.
My doctor was my first doctor was Tom Baker. My favorite used to be Eccleston. Was replaced this season by last season by.
My first one was actually Matt Smith, and I'd heard about the show forever and ever, and I just never got into it. I watched one Matt Smith episode. I remember exactly which one it was. It was The Lodger. And I'm like, okay, I got to go watch all this. And then I watched through Eccleston. Eccleston is my favorite doctor ever since. I think he's just perfect.
Tom Baker was my guy. So, and then since then, really everybody. I mean, seriously, I like them all. But I mean, if I had to pick one, if a gun were against my head, Capaldi just freaking.
I just really, and you know, Capaldi is my favorite. I just wish that I could get 3 or 4 seasons with Eccleston and a writing staff on board that he's willing to work with him and just willing to work with him, because I would love that.
Yes.
I'd put up with just one episode where if he could just come back for this one and just
maybe a movie.
Capaldi, even that would be awesome.
Oh, he and Capaldi would be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Well, Eccleston, this is an actor. Phenomenal. Anyway.
Yeah.
So,
And then what was the Moffat described him? It was Steve Moffat said that Eccleston was a tiger, and then David Tennant was Tigger, and Matt Smith was a cat that fell off the stool and stood up and said,
That's That's about right.
What? And we're back to cats again.
We're back,
Now we're back to cats.
We're back
Take
with
a
Mikey
roll of
Mason.
cats
Folks,
and
you're
take a
listening to
big
the
roll.
Mikey Mason Show about cats.
Great play.
Never mind.
Oh.
Touch me so easy to leave me all alone with a memory of my days in the sun.
Mikey
If you
sings.
touch me hard, you'll understand what happiness is.
Well, that's a first.
And
show.
you that is absolutely a first for this show, folks.
Keep going. Don't
It
stop.
takes two to make a thing go right.
Yeah, I know it. I love you, Mikey. You're great.
Folks, we are here live at the Gaming Arts and Media Expo at Springfield Expo Center. Game, for those of you that don't know what it is, one of the coolest conventions in Springfield.
One of the coolest events of this week.
First thing you saw when you walked in the door, you just caught your eye.
Video game.
Nice. That's
There's
right.
a whole section. There's every system. There's every game. Just, it's awesome.
Cosplayers all over the place.
Yeah, well, I could see that giant Ghostbusters Stay Puft Marshmallow Man staying up there. So that was the first thing I saw.
First thing I saw when I walked in was home stuff. You're always going to see some home stuff. But I'm not saying it like a bad thing. Although I did find them hanging out by the bathrooms, and I asked them if they had, if they just went there on their own, or if they were told they had to stand there because they were homesick.
Oh, man.
Can you even respond after that? This is why I've been making him go last up until this point.
Cosplayers, costumes.
For me, it's the artists, some of the greatest artists, some of our dear friends, David Spott, Nicholas Atreides,
Adam McLaughlin. Ryan Reed's out there.
Matt Decker.
Yeah.
Love them all. Love them all. There's actually a bunch of new artists. Speaking of artists, the 2016 game edition of our charity calendar is out.
Nice.
You can get that at our booth. I'm loving it so far. The response has been great. You guys, folks, you got to come out and check out some of the vendors are just amazing. There's a photo booth.
I didn't know there was a photo booth. I didn't even know there was a panel.
Not some of them.
I've been at my booth.
It's not some of the vendors,
All of them.
Yeah.
including the Comic Cave.
Yeah.
ComicCave.com.
Right here in Springfield, Missouri.
Metagames is here.
Metagames is definitely here. Metagames Unlimited is here. They're actually in part with doing with some of the gaming, which is amazing.
I think it's like an entire con dedicated to pretty much people that we've interviewed.
And we love them all.
In fact, technically, you could say this is more like Fanatics and the Fan.
Yeah. All my friends are here.
They're not going to say it's Fanatics and the Fan.
Oh, no.
No, they're not.
I would never. Let me. I am not involved with this whole line of questioning. I was not here, Your Honor.
That was Mikey. It was a totally unauthorized statement. He just sang cats, for God's sake.
That was good, man.
Brilliant. I teared up a bit.
Real quick, because we've covered so much on the TV season, I didn't ask you guys this question. I'm gonna do this real quick. Would you recast, if you could?
Fantastic Four?
Yes. Anybody that you saw this week on television, on any of your shows, would you recast any of them?
Not this week, but coming up. I would recast Supergirl.
I can't think of anybody that I would want to recast. I haven't.
Isn't that a first though?
Yeah,
That's the point I'm trying to get to. Isn't that like a first, really?
Not a first. I agree with Chris. I would recast. Look, Melissa, I wouldn't touch her, but I mean, I wouldn't remove her. It's just that everybody else they surrounded, I would not only recast, I would rewrite Supergirl. Okay.
It has nothing to do with his acting. Just I expected him to be older, Jay Garrick, when he stepped on the slide.
Yes.
Yeah.
I expected him to look a little bit older.
Oh, actually, I expected him to be a lot older, but you still got a little bit. I'm Jay Garrick. I was like, go get him! Go get him!
I was so jazzed. He's going to do a great job. I'm just expecting somebody a little older.
Yeah.
Folks, this has been a live edition of Fanatics and the Fan right here at Game. I've had so much fun. My name is Huck, and it's been amazing so far.
Brandon.
Chris.
Peter Spalding.
Katy Perry.